Off we go from Denver. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former #3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down. On play action, Lance. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Chase Young, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They'll look to set up his blockers. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Commanders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And drive number 1 for them was a punt. We'll see what drive number 2 holds here.
And oftentimes you think to yourself, okay, second possession, let's go ahead and open things up. Let's get a little bit crazier on offense. Maybe it wasn't a matter of that. Maybe they just missed a block.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Lance going back to the air after the pick-6. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
He's off to a pretty shaky start, to put it mildly. He's had 2 passes picked off and run back for touchdowns, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Here we go.
3.5 to go, first quarter. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 11 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
So coming off the opener where they established the run and established it well, their goal is to make sure that the trend continues and to serve notice to the rest of the league that they might be a run-first team.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Off of play action, here's Lance. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Here's Lance to throw it. Under pressure, they got him again. Chase Young drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. first down. Howell. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Howell to the air on 1st and 10. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Robinson will take this one in. Touchdown, Washington. So this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space.
And it coughed it up. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he will have the Broncos first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's across the 43 extra yards to the 43. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They begin the drive with Robinson. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, Mark?
Oh, Howell loses it. It's picked up by the Broncos. The big fella past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Washington. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. To throw again on second down, Lance. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Lance looking to throw it. Buying time to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flat when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing his Lance on third down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. One last shot before the break. Howell. He's going to let it go again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. So here is Washington now to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. They'll run again here with Robinson. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 15 yards the pickup. First down Washington. With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Touchdown, Washington! Jahan Dotson, 47 yards. And the Commanders have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. On first down, Lance. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders offense set to take over. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr., his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders extend their lead yet again. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos about set to go on offense.
Here we go.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Ready?
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. fielded just inside the 30. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
Yeah, it's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Howell. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a 1st. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders are on their way to a 2-0 start. I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 1st downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to put together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and forever. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken right around the 44. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. 2nd down, Howell back to pass. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Here we go, set.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Ready?
And Lance will try again on 2nd down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Let's go now.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Lance now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lance over the middle into the hands of Burks. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Ready, set.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
Switch, yellow, switch,
And Lance going to throw. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great team.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field,